Hi, this is Chris Wilhelm and welcome to my weekly video blog. Just getting back from Atlantic City, I attended the 28th Annual Regional Mortgage Bankers Association Conference. A lot of great information. It was very well attended, which is always a good sign. So it seems like there's some optimism out there that the market is finally starting to move into a direction that we really needed to move in. Two big things were touched on there. The most obvious one was the pending Fed Regulation Z change that will take effect on April 1st. There was some talk about the Dodd-Frank bill, but I'll cover that at a later show. But more specifically about the Reg Z, and also they talked about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and the role of the GSEs and what Congress and Senate have planned for them. So just a quick overview of the pending change on Reg Z, more specifically on the loan officer compensation. Basically, in a nutshell, they're coming back and just saying that you have to be paid either a fixed dollar amount or fixed basis points, whereas before loan officers may have been paid on percentage of income, so on and so forth. And the main reason why the Fed has done that, some of their research into the mortgage meltdown and some of the products that people were put into, they found that loan officers were really steering consumers into products that benefited them from a compensation standpoint, as opposed to steering them in a direction to a product that made the most sense for them. So if you go back and look at last year with the National Mortgaging Licensing System rolling out and requiring all loan officers to pass a federal test and be licensed, background checks, credit checks, and then each individual state requiring an individual state test along with the same background check. So our industry has really come back and really tighten things up. If you ask me, long overdue. Should have been done years ago to bring some integrity to our business. So certainly for those who are still in the mortgage business, you're a survivor. You're probably the folks that have been out there doing the right thing. So the federal, I don't think, will be as big of a deal for those who are still remaining in the business. And finally, we'll drive out those remaining people who were able to get past the testing and the background, who are only concerned about, putting people in products that benefit them. They're going to be gone, which is a good thing for everybody. So, amen. It's about time. Let's talk a little bit about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and the pending changes with the GSEs. What does that really mean? GSE stands for Government Sponsored Entity. As we all know at this point, the government backs Fannie and Freddie. They're talking about doing away with them altogether. So the conventional products that we know as of today would be gone. It would just be private funding. So if you really think about the big five banks, they would control the market. So I'm not saying there would be collusion. Certainly we're not going to touch on that word. But if you think about it, if there's five big banks controlling what would be our old conventional market, I don't know if we'll have as much of a competitive product as we do right now with Fannie and Freddie. But who knows? But I do know this for sure. Congress and Senate need to hear from us as far as our realtors and our mortgage bankers to let them know that we need Fannie and Freddie around. Maybe they don't need to have as big of a role as they do right now, but they still need to be part of our marketplace because they will keep the five banks, could be 6 or 7 banks for that matter, competitive. And that's what it's all about, to make sure consumers have competitive products to get them into homes. And I'm not saying pay option arms or any of that crazy stuff. I'm talking about a competitive fixed rate where there's a secondary market where mortgage-backed securities are traded, and that makes for a more competitive market. So be on the lookout for more information from the National Association of Realtors as well as the Mortgage Bankers Association. So please get involved with your groups and push and make sure your congressmen and your senators hear from you. That's it for now. As always, I appreciate you tuning in, and I look forward to speaking to you next week. Thanks.